Hey everybody, Corvon here with my buddy Parker, and today we've got a 3,000 point battle report, Orks versus Aeldari. So here's the terrain where our battle is going to take place. We have an Imperial bastion with a little bunker, some sort of strongholds, look like they got a comm center there. Over here we got an abandoned cathedral. This place has been bombed out, seen many wars, but there's no Imperial forces in sight. Today we've got the Orks versus the Aeldari. So here is 3,000 points of Aeldari. We have 4 detachments. It's going to be a Spearhead, a Vanguard, a Supreme Command, and a Patrol. I am using 2 different Craftworld sets today, Altiok and Uthway. Here is the Spearhead detachment. We've got my Warlord right there. He's an Autarch with a fusion gun and the Shard of Inaris, as well as the Uthway Fate Reader Warlord trait. And he's got the Swooping Hawk wings. Behind him is a unit of Swooping Hawks. The Exarch has a Sun Rifle and Power Sword. Right there is 5 Dark Reapers with an Exarch who's got the Tempest Launcher. And then behind them is 2 Fire Prisms. Alright, here is the Vanguard detachment. We have, leading this detachment, Karandis. And behind him, 10 Striking Scorpions with the Exarch with the Scorpion Claw. 6 Fire Dragons with the Exarch, who's got the Fire Pike. Then we have 6 Forge World Shadow Specters with the Ark. He still has the Prism Rifle. And then to finish out that detachment, we have a squad of 10 Dire Avengers. The Exarch has the Power Glaive and Shimmer Shield to give them a 5-up invul. And then 2 Wave Serpents with the Shuriken Cannons and twin Scatter Lasers. And all the vehicles, the Wave Serpents and the Fire Prisms, all have the Crystal Targeting Matrix upgrade. Alright, and here is the Supreme Command, also Uthway. We've got a Farseer, a Spirit Seer, and a Warlock. And then 5 Wraithguard with the D-Sides, so the crazy flamers of death. And then this is Mr. Fabulous. Wraith Knight, he's got the Sun Cannon and Scatter Laser. And this is an Altiok detachment here. So it's a patrol detachment. And you've got Illic Night Spear and then 5 Rangers to go along with it. 3,000 points of Orks. I know it's a small force, but they brought all the toys today. First detachment is led by a Big Mech. I know he's modeled there with the shock attack gun, but for this game we are counting him as having the custom force field. He's also got a Grot Oiler with him. Then we have the Battle Wagon, which is loaded out to the teeth with the Death Roller, the Cannon, the Kill Cannon, and 4 big Shooters. We've got 3 Killicans with rockets. And then here's our Death Dread conversion with 2 close combat weapons, a Scorcha and a rocket launcher. We have a super heavy detachment there with the stock standard Stompa. Then we have an Outrider detachment that contains 2 war bosses, one with a Power Claw, and one's got the relic Big Choppa. They're both on war bikes, and they both have combi flamers. Then we have 3 individual Def Coptas with the Copter rockets. And they also have the Big Bomb. And then we've got the Blitzabama. And then to finish this force off, we've got Gazgul himself, a Knob with the Waaaagh, 5 Mega Knobs, 2 with combi rockets, the rest with the custom shooters. An Ork truck with a big shooter and a Wrecking Ball. And then 4 Knob bikers, 1 with a Power Claw. We are about to roll off to see who's going to play which army. We decided to make it completely random just for funsies. And yeah, so the winner of this gets to pick either Orks or Aeldari. 4. Oh, what'd I get?
You got a 1.
A 1! So you get first pick, Parker.
I'm gonna go with the Aeldari.
You're gonna pick the Aeldari.
I'm gonna pick the Aeldari. I'm gonna pick the Aeldari.
You're gonna pick the Aeldari, huh?
I'm gonna pick the Aeldari.
Alright, so here's deployment. The game type is the relic. There is the relic. So this relic is a piece of old Necron technology that the Aeldari were investigating. And the war boss, he was using it as his favorite box scratcher. Should be kind of interesting to see how things go. He lost his back scratcher. The Aeldari found it. and now they're fighting over it. So, and it's a pretty cool looking piece of Necron technology. I mean, look at that thing. So here's the deployment. We rolled up the table quarters. We got the big Stompa in the middle. Of course, he's leading the charge. He actually doesn't have anybody in him. We've got the battle wagon over there that's got Gazgul and the knob with the Waaaagh banner. We've got the truck there with the mega knobs. There's just a big blob of Ork Walkers and other fun stuff. The plane back there. Striking Scorpions decided to be sneaky and try to sneak on over here, so we'll see how they do there. And then the Aeldari, they have this Imperial compound. So lots of cover and such a good setup for those Dark Reapers and Fire Prisms. I mean, that's just brutal. Kind of a bad pick. I lost the roll there, but I do have +1 to the roll to go first because I did finish up first. Also, in reserve, I have 3 Death Coptas. He's got his Warlord with the Swooping Hawk wings and Swooping Hawks. So there's going to be some reserves. But here's the roll. I get +1. 3. Ooh, we got to re-roll that. All right. I got a 6.
All right.
5. All right. Looks like Orks are going to take first turn, but Aeldari do get to seize the initiative. Are you a boss? Are you going to be a boss?
Yeah, I'm going to seize it. Oh, I seized it.
Oh, shoot! So, this has been an epic turn. Parker, you want to run through what you did?
Yeah. So the Stompa's holding the front line. So the Fire Prisms bombarded him. The Cyclers bombarded him. All the infantry bombarded him. The Reapers, I believe. Dark Reapers bombarded him. Pretty much we're just trying to take out their biggest threat as quick as possible. So the entire shooting phase pretty much went entirely into the Stompa.
They did a good job, bro. I'm down to 7 wounds.
7 wounds out of 40.
That is with Mr. Fabulous's close combat as well. His dice kind of failed in there.
Yeah.
And then the Stompa was lucky enough to deal 11 wounds to Mr. Fabulous. So
now they're locked up. Meanwhile, we have some flankers trying to go attack the bikes and the war boss, but they failed all their rolls, so they weren't able to shoot them with pistols. They weren't able to land the charge. So they're kind of up Schitt's Creek, yeah. Meanwhile, we have pushed far enough up that the relics passed our units, so the Orks would have to be aggressive, which Orks probably will, in order to get to the relic.
Oh, you know it's going to happen.
Yeah, man, we'll see.
Whoa!
Yeah, they can walk forward, but that Stompa's hurting now.
It is. The Stompa is pretty much ineffective, but that's okay. He still did some damage to you, which I'm very happy with. Got very lucky on those rolls. So, yeah.
No models dead on either side, just a lot of Stompa wounds.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's time to bring the pain and bring the Waaaagh.
All right, why don't you tell me how the Ork turn went?
Well, the Ork turn went pretty well, actually, surprisingly. The Stompa fell back, and then because he's a cheesy git, can shoot everything, and he managed to shoot down what was left of the Wraith Knight. That was pretty miraculous. From there, I mean, we just kind of moved out and got in the Aeldari's face. So, as you can see, we really didn't do a whole lot shooting. It was our close combat. Our Death Dread took out 6 of the Striking Scorpions. They caused a couple wound, or like 1 wound back, but not a whole lot of damage there. But I think Carantus is going to come in and destroy him. The combined efforts of the War Boss and the Killicans were able to take out 1 Wave Serpent and then consolidate into this Wave Serpent and the Fire Dragons, which didn't do any damage back, but he did take 1 wound in Overwatch. And then with my combined shooting at the Wraith Guard, I was able to knock them down to 2, minimize their Overwatch. The truck actually took the Overwatch. One of the Wraith Guard was actually able to survive. So that guy right there has got 2 wounds left, and he's surrounded by Orks, holding the line. Battle Wagon pushed on over there. I decided not to shoot the Rangers. He helped out. And then so you got Gazgul and my knob just kind of chilling over there. And then the Blitzabama, he helped out with the Wraith Knight, and he took a wound from that Farseer right there with his guns. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what he does next. And yeah, that was pretty much the Ork turn.
Explain how the Eldar turn went.
Well, the Eldar, they actually did better than I thought they were going to do. So they did a close combat and shooting over here. Corandus came in and they were able to finish off the Death Dread. So with the Swooping Hawks as support and his Warlord, the Autarch right there with the Shard of Inaris, they came in and kicked ass and took names. With all the shooting...
I think everyone wants to see this guy.
Yeah, the Stompa, he is down for the count. He doesn't count for anything, but it just looks cool because he's a big smoking hulk of a wreck.
Largely from Fire Prism artillery.
Yeah, the Fire Prisms did some work, and I think the Reapers finished him off, right?
Yeah.
Also, the plane is down. There's no more the Blitzabama. They took a bunch of smites, and then the Wave Serpent and the Dire Avengers actually finished it all off.
Yeah.
He's able to retreat, and because he's Fly and Cheesy Eldar, able to still shoot and all that fun jazz.
They cast Doom on the plane to reroll wounds.
Yeah, that helped out a lot with the Doom. So he's rerolling to wound, and the Rangers actually targeted it, and they did a lot of damage to it as well. So, and then miraculously, close combat here, War Boss versus the Fire Dragons. They actually survived with the one Fire Dragon passed his Feel No Pain, and the Autarch passed with one wound left. So, Uthway surviving just by sheer willpower. The game is still on. My Warlord's down to 3 wounds. His is down to 2. So, looking at end of Eldar turn 2, and there's a lot to happen. Alright, so this is the end of Ork 2, and the Eldar are conceding. They're going to run away, because, Eldar, they are pansies. Nothing compared to the Waaaagh of the Orks. So basically, our close combat just kept swiping them away. My Warlord and all these guys, we were able to shoot down and charge the Shadow Spectres. Miraculously, this Wraithguard, he's actually holding out, but with the order to retreat, he's going to fall back. All my guys were able to hop out of the truck. My Big Mech here advanced, and he got the relic, so we are holding on to the back scratcher. Gazgul went up there, and he wiped out the Rangers. Now he's about to crunch Illick's face in, because that's what he does. Killikans came back here, got me the Warlord kill. They killed the Warlords. It was a surprising victory for the Orks. With the amount of damage and pressure we were able to put on the Eldar force. So, I think overall it was a pretty solid victory and a surprising win for the Orks. I think they were the underdogs in this match, but I think just the power of the Waaaagh, we were able to brutally conquer and squish some elves, It really comes into dice. I got some really good dice rolls, and my opponent got some really crappy dice rolls, so it is what it is. Parker, handshake on camera.
Cheers, man. That was a good game.
Yeah. Thoughts on the Eldar? Would you play them again?
Eldar are always great. Craftworld are not necessarily my style, but I feel like they're going to make another appearance.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say your MVP was?
My MVP were the Fire Prisms that, with their lance cannons, were able to take down almost all of the Stompa's health on their own. Now, was it a tactical mistake focusing all of this damage on the Stompa? Perhaps, because they were able to sweep through, but it was about controlling the middle. It was about controlling the Necron relic.
Oh, crap.
And then, oh crap.